to lift people out of poverty and into the middle class. As President Padron from Miami-Dade writes, transforming higher education is an economic and moral imperative. Going to college until recently was a choice. Today, it is a necessity if you want to get out of the cycle of poverty and into the middle class. Many of you are working hard every day to build a bridge from K through 12 to higher education. Commissioner Wagner and I are committed to working together to tackle the remediation challenge. And though it's early days in our partnership, we hope to launch a pilot this fall. Improving our education system takes an investment of resources, talent, and time. With great leadership from those here in this room and others working across the state, I believe the future of education in Rhode Island is strong. To keep moving forward, we will need to continue building partnerships and to mentor our young people to show them what is possible. We need to call on our alumni to lift as they climb, to mentor and support the next generation of students as they advance themselves. When I look out at this room, I know we can move this state forward. Thank you for all you do to support this work, and thank you for honoring me tonight.
Thank you, Megan. I know that if I was going to medical school now, I went to school 30 something years ago, in those days, there was more funding, there was more opportunity for someone like me to become a doctor and to be here with you this evening. So we have to work really, really hard to change the circumstance that many students, Latino and non-Latino, find themselves in, where there's not enough funds, there's not enough money to go to college, to go to graduate school, and many make decisions based on their ability to be able to find enough, to cobble enough money to be able to go to school, as opposed to deciding to become the next heart surgeon, the next president of the United States, the next teacher, the next college president. And it really, every time I think about young Pablo Rodriguez and all the opportunities that were open to me, and to think that those are not available as plenty as they were when I was 22 years old. So, the next part of our program is our keynote speech by Victor Capellan. Victor Capellan is an education advocate, passionate about helping students from all backgrounds. Born in the Dominican Republic, he moved to the United States when he was 12 years old. Since college, he has been at the forefront of education reform, currently serving as superintendent of schools in Central Falls. Victor has experience in K-12 school reform in New York, Massachusetts, and Rhode Island, and has also worked in higher education. He received his bachelor's degree in political science in 1992, a master's degree in human development and family studies in 1996, and a master's degree in education in 2002 from the University of Rhode Island. And along with me and a bunch of other crazy people, we were founders of the Latino Political Action Committee. We can't forget that one, Victor. So, Victor Capellan.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Muy buenas noches a todos. Let me first start off by saying congratulations to the class of 2016. I also want to start off by recognizing the Board of Trustees from the Central Falls School District, our chairperson, Ana Cano Morales, who is here with us, and also our board members who are here as well, Stephanie Gonzalez, Hugo Figueroa are both here, and of course, my mayor from the city of Central Falls, Mayor James Diosa. you for that introduction. And yes, being a part of the founding of the Rhode Island Latino Political Action Committee was one of those things that really provided many of us with the opportunity to get out there and advocate, not just in terms of electing more Latinos, but really a lot of the issues that are also affecting our Latino community, and education being one of them. So para mí es un honor estar aquí esta noche, es un placer compartir con todos ustedes, celebrando la educación y honrando a estos merecedores educadores y líderes de la educación. Tonight, as we celebrate education and applaud the efforts and accomplishments of educators and pioneers who created paths for many teachers, for many professionals, and shaped the minds of countless young people along the way. They have each achieved greatness in their professions, and they have all impacted our society and our community for the better. I can tell you that I have personally been the recipient and beneficiary of their selfless and tireless work, and tonight I stand before you being able to reach higher because I stand on the shoulders of giants like the ones we're honoring tonight. When I was asked to serve as the keynote speaker for tonight, and that the topic was education, I had many different things that I wanted to talk about. I wanted to talk about the funding formula. I wanted to talk about the need for more aid for English language learners. I wanted to talk about our college going rates, our college persistence rates. I wanted to share with you stories of the countless teachers that shaped my education, my profession. I wanted to tell you stories about my students in Central Falls, my students in Bushwick, in New York. I wanted to tell you about the kids in Fall River. And then I said, let me tell you about my journey. And because all of those students along the way, all of those teachers have really shaped who I am today. And the first thing that I want you to know is that I did not get here by myself. Many people talk about, putting a lot of hard work and getting there on the merits. Although I did have to put a lot of work into it, there was a whole cast of characters behind the curtains helping me each step of the way. I am first and foremost a product of my family, and thanks to the love, dedication, and sacrifice of my mom, who's here tonight. Hey, Mommy. And of my brother, Rob, I have been able to achieve many of the goals that I set out. And you add to their sacrifices and their love, the love and support of my wife, Diana, and of so many others in my family, and I cannot forget the countless teachers, friends, and mentors that have played a role in who I am today. And so if you indulge me, I will tell you what tonight means to me by telling you a little more about myself. Because I have seen firsthand the power of education on a poor family. I want to share a little bit because it can illustrate the point about the work that we're all doing. And plus, I believe that my story of a poor immigrant 12-year-old arriving to the U.S. without speaking a word of English is the same story that are repeating itself throughout our classrooms every single day. So as Pablo said, I was born in the DR, a very poor neighborhood with barely the basics. My family did sacrifice to send me to a neighborhood private school, but everything else was just the bare necessities. So my mom, a hero, at the age of 28, left her home country and left her two small children behind to search for a better future in America. She found her way to Rhode Island, and 2 years later, my brother and I were able to join her. Yo me recuerdo ese 8 de agosto, cuando llegué al aeropuerto John F. Kennedy, en donde mi vida cambió. And I was full of dreams. I was full of hope. I was hungry for opportunity. At the age of 12, I was ready to claim my piece of the American dream. But little did I know that a short 3-hour ride from New York to Providence, that I was going to end up living in a 1-bedroom, roach-infested, drugs, an apartment on Broad Street in Providence. And although we only lived there for one night, it marked me for life. The next day, we moved out, and for 2 months we were given an attic to live in by an aunt, but we had to move out before the cold came because there was no heat. So I looked forward to going to school each day because that was a refuge for me. And my mom worked harder and harder each day to get us out of that situation until we finally got our own little apartment on the south side of Providence. And although we only had a small table with one chair, we now each had our own beds. And so from that point forward, every single day in this country has been better than the last. So yes, many people sometimes see the public side of a person's journey. Tonight, I can tell you I'm very proud to be wearing a shirt that has monogram with my initials, VFC. And I tell you that story because this is not my first monogram shirt. I have worn others in the past, and we had to go shopping to make ends meet. We would go to the Salvation Army, we would go to thrift stores, and at one point I wore a shirt that had PJK. And I thought PJK was the brand. So I would wear my PJK shirts, I'm sure Rob remembers this, because I started working at Betty's and I needed to wear a shirt and a tie. And so my mom went and we got shirts and I was like, oh, look at these are nice. And so I was very happy. All I knew was that PJK made the best shirts and that they fit me. Since then, I've been looking for this PJK person to say thank you for the shirts. But I tell you that because I know that you get it. You get the fact that many of our students are in similar positions, and you know that for me to be able to stand here tonight, it has been made possible to people like you. It has been made possible by teachers, by principals, coaches, professors, all along the way who encouraged me, who pushed me, who challenged me, who held me accountable, who held my hand. It was Mr. Gray and Mr. Barbosa at Roger Williams Middle School who gave me my first taste of the English language. And later, Ms. Milano at Central High School really helped me to learn a little bit more. And of course, I had the great fortune of being encouraged and pushed by the great Dr. Jorge Alvarez. And along the way, I had so many people helping me to get to the University of Rhode Island, thanks to the talent development program, the call that I received from Jose Gonzalez. Jose was the first one to talk to me about going to college and about going to URI. And then Mr. D came knocking, and there I went to URI. And I was able to get a bachelor's degree and 2 master's degrees from the University of Rhode Island. And along the way, I think back to this 12-year-old who didn't speak a word of English, and today stands here before you as superintendent of schools in Central Falls. I also bear the title of Distinguished Educator in Residence at Rhode Island College, thanks to the appointment from Nancy Cariolo. So thank you, Madam President. And I want to begin to wrap up by telling you a little bit about the work that we're doing in Central Falls. Because my journey, and the reason I told you about my journey, is because that is the work that we're doing in Central Falls. It's about providing children and their families with opportunities to reach their higher level. It is about social mobility for our city to be able to reach higher, and education is the path. So I am working in Central Falls on a great foundation that was built by Dr. Fran Gallo. And every day I think of how I can make a little bit more of a contribution to the work that she did in Central Falls, a little bit more to help the families in Central Falls. So my job is wonderful. I love it. I'm really enjoying it because I get to work with wonderful people, educators. I get to work with parents to figure out how we can get the children of that 1 square mile to reach their highest. And over the last few years in Central Falls, things are starting to turn the corner. Just as the city of Central Falls is the comeback city, our schools have also begun to make a comeback. And I can tell you that over the last 5 years, the graduation rate at Central Falls has gone from 48% in 2009, we climbed up to 54% in 2010. We then went up to 70% in 2011. And actually the state came in to audit us because they didn't believe our numbers. But of course, Dr. Gallo and our team was ready, and they validated our graduation rate. And I'm proud to say that this last year, the graduation rate at Central Falls is 80%. Our chess team continues to be top ranked in the state. We have many students being accepted to college. Many of them going to Rhode Island College thanks to the partnership, the innovation lab between Central Falls and Rhode Island College. We also have the only classroom in a pre-K school, public school in the state that was certified by RIDE this year, right at Captain Hunt in Central Falls. We are the first in the state that will be conferring the seal of biliteracy in Central Falls this coming year. This will be a distinction for students who are able to fully be proficient in English and a second language. Many of our students today actually went to the high school to take the test in Spanish, but many are doing it in Portuguese, Creole. We have a number doing it in French, and there's one that says he's going to do it in German, so he said, go for it. Let's see how you make out. So we're very happy about that as well. So as things are continuing to develop in Central Falls, we're building on that foundation. We're reaching new levels. We're partnering with new people. We're working with our charter schools. We're doing everything that we can to give our students that edge. Because each of them has their own journey to charter. Each of them is going to go out there and fight for their own piece of the American dream. And so I am happy tonight to be able to stand before you and to honor all of the recipients who have really made a difference for Latino children and for all the children in the state of Rhode Island. I want to end tonight by thanking Latino Public Radio, Reynaldo Almonte, Lorraine, Dr. Pablo Rodriguez, and the entire team at LPR for providing me the opportunity, because I wanted to be here to share that piece of my story, because my journey has been paved by an education and by a loving family. That is what we owe our students. That is the work that we have ahead of us. Thank you, and have a good week.
Thank you, Victor. Mejor de lo nuestro. I had the opportunity to have some members of the Innovation Lab at my radio show a couple of weeks ago, and I have to tell you, it's impressive what these kids are teaching the professors, which was a very surprising thing for me when I was doing the interview. The professors themselves were saying that they are learning so much from the interaction with the Central Falls public school system. So it's both ways. Everybody wins in this kind of interaction. So let's go with our award presentation, our future builders. The first award is the Community Health Champion Award. A very special pleasure for me to award the Community Health Champion Award to a group of medical students of the Warren Alpert Medical School at Brown University. Over the last few years, students from medical school have been incredibly busy and visible in our community. I don't know if you realize how difficult the life of a medical student is, but I do. There were times when I didn't have time to take a shower, much less to volunteer and to advocate in the community, which is what these young students have done. They say that if you want to have something done, charge a busy person to do it, and these young people exemplify what it means to give back. Whether at Progreso Latino teaching parents about sexuality and contraception, or at Clínica Esperanza and Rhode Island Free Clinic, they have made us all proud. For me, I am most proud of their participation on my radio show, The Medical Apprentice, which, by the way, is much better than Donald Trump's Apprentice show. By the way, believe me, it's a much better show. In this show, students teach our community about obstetrics and gynecology by sharing what they have learned at their third-year rotation in OBGYN. To receive the award on behalf of so many students that have contributed, Adrián Cotadero and Carla Castillo.
Adrián Cotadero, and this is Carla Castillo. We're both first-year medical students at the Brown University School of Medicine, and we're both on the board of directors of the Brown Student Free Clinics. So first of all, we want to start off by saying thank you to Latino Public Radio for the award, for having us here today. We're very proud of the work that we're able to do through the Student Free Clinics. Buenas tardes. Mi nombre es Adrián Cotadero y esta es Carla Castillo y nosotros somos estudiantes médicos en la Universidad Brown. Ambos estamos al fin ya de nuestro primer año de medicina. Primero que todo, quisiéramos dar nuestras gracias a Latino Public Radio por este premio y nosotros somos muy orgullosos con el trabajo que nosotros podemos hacer en la clínica.